Chapter 2. Things left unsaid. The cafe smelled of rosemary and roasted tomato soup as Clara ladled it into a chipped ceramic bowl. James sat at the far end of the room, wrapped in a dry blanket she had pulled from the back storage. He looked out the rain-flecked window as though he were afraid to look at her again. Clara set the bowl in front of him and placed a spoon beside it. She didn't sit across from him, but leaned against the counter nearby, arms crossed. "You still like tomato soup, don't you?" she asked. James nodded, eyes still fixed on the bowl. "Yeah, I used to love it when your dad made it after football practice. He'd toast the bread just right." Clara gave a quiet smile despite herself. He never let anyone touch that toaster. Called it his sacred tool. A silence fell again, but it was softer this time. Not heavy like the one earlier, but cautious, like the first steps onto thin ice. James lifted the spoon, tasted the soup, then paused. This is just like his. Clara finally sat down. Her voice came quieter now. "I tried for years to match it. Never quite got there. But tonight, maybe I got close." He looked at her then. And for a moment, neither of them were in the present. They were 17 again, sitting on the front porch of her father's house, eating soup from mismatched bowls. Her head on his shoulder. Dreams in the air, but time has a way of slicing through nostalgia. "You left with no explanation." "James, I waited weeks, then months. You didn't even write. I didn't know if you were dead, or if you just stopped loving me." James bowed his head. "I did love you. God, Clara, I never stopped. Then why did you vanish?" He exhaled, slow and ragged. "Because I was drowning. My dad lost his job. My mom was sick, and I didn't have the grades for college. I felt like I was going nowhere and dragging you with me. You could have told me. I was ashamed. You had everything, scholarships, a future. I didn't want to be the weight around your ankle." Clara looked at him, her voice low. "You weren't a weight. You were the anchor." That struck something in him. His eyes shimmered, and he rubbed his temple, as though trying to press away the years of regret. "I thought if I let you go, you'd fly higher. I thought I was doing the right thing by disappearing." "Disappearing isn't brave, it's cowardly," Clara said, the edge in her voice cutting through the warmth. "I know," he said, quietly, "and I paid for it every single day." There was something about the way he said it, not as an excuse, but as a confession, that made Clara's breath catch. She wanted to stay angry. Part of her had held onto that bitterness like armor. But now, with him here, older and bruised by life in ways she couldn't yet see, the armor started to crack. She sighed. "You don't get to walk back in and expect everything to be okay." "I don't," he said quickly. "I swear, I don't. I thought maybe I could at least ask if you're happy." That question caught her off guard. Was she happy? She looked around her cafe. The result of long years of toil, sleepless nights, and healing. She had built it after losing her father and almost losing herself. It wasn't flashy, but it was hers. "I'm at peace," she said finally. James nodded. "That's good. That's all I ever wanted." He finished the soup slowly, then stood, folding the blanket and setting it on the chair. Clara followed him to the door. Outside, the rain had thinned to a mist. The town lay quiet under the soft lamplight. As James stepped into the cool air, Clara hesitated. "Where are you staying?" she asked. James looked at her, surprised. "The old Thompson house. My brother left me the keys when he moved to Raleigh. It's falling apart, but it still stands." She hesitated, then nodded. "Okay." He turned to go, but she called after him. "James?" He turned. "You still owe me a letter. The one you never wrote." A slow smile spread across his tired face. "I'll write it, first thing tomorrow." And then he disappeared into the mist. Not like the last time, but slower, gentler, as if walking toward something instead of running from it. Clara watched him go, and for the first time in 17 years, her heart didn't ache with the weight of what was missing. It thudded, steady and uncertain, like something that might one day be whole again.